What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lockdown Coverage. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Daniel. Today we're going to be discussing NFL news, NFL topics, and events that are going on recently within the past week or two. Since the NFL is a little slow and there isn't anything that's coming up until free agency, which is March 15th, I believe. That's free agency frenzy. That's when players can start negotiating deals with teams. I think that is going to be really exciting. I'm going to be discussing a lot of topics and events during that time. But for now, we're going to be discussing key points that have happened throughout the past few week or two. So let's get into it. First things first, this news has to do with the Dallas Cowboys. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, get ready. But Dak Prescott finally got offered a franchise extension by yours truly, Jerry Jones, owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. They officially offered him, and this was reported, over $105 million guaranteed. So if I would have to guess, the deal would be 4 or 5 years, and they're offering $33 million annually. So he would be paid, as I'm assuming, a top 5 quarterback in the league. I think if I'm Dak Prescott, if I'm personally Dak Prescott, I'm taking that money. That is life-changing money. That is revolutionary money. That money will be used by his great-grandchildren. And that's just off one deal. I think he deserves it. If I'm Dak, I'm thinking of it in the long run. Imagine if I get injured this year under the franchise tag, or I don't sign an extension, or I just don't play at all. I'm losing potentially $30 million a year, $35 million of a franchise extension. I'm losing money if I get injured and no one wants me. I'm losing money if I suck this year and I'm trying to do a prove it type deal. Like let's say it's a kind of Kirk Cousins situation, but he shows that he's not that franchise quarterback. I think he should take it. It's long deserved for him, if I would have to say, because he was 4th round pick. He didn't make much money throughout the past. I think he's made $2 or $3 million throughout his rookie deal. That's 4 years. He's going to be making $33 million this year if he signs that deal. I think he should sign it. I think I would sign it if I were him. Another key article that I wanted to get to was that the New Orleans Saints quarterback and go gadget type player Taysom Hill got signed a first round tender, which means that if any team wants to sign him in free agency, they will have to give up a first round pick. I don't know if the Saints could match their offer as well and keep him. I don't know if they could be able to because they don't have the money to. So if a team signs him to an extension or to a free agent deal of $10+ million a year, I don't think the Saints will. If they could accept that, or if they could match it. So if a team wants to give up a first round pick, if I'm any team that needs a quarterback, I would not give up a first round pick for Taysom Hill. He's shown that he's a good player. For the Saints, he does everything. He covers punts, covers kicks, returns kicks, plays tight end, plays running back, plays quarterback when he needs to. He's a read option type guy. He can do everything, but he hasn't shown that he can throw the ball, and that's like the most important thing you need for a quarterback, obviously. So I don't know if I would do that if I was any other team other than the Saints. It's good for the Saints. I think that he works in that Sean Payton scheme. Sean Payton can put up a scheme for anyone. He can put up a scheme for an 85-year-old grandfather. I think he's that good of an offensive mind. Some other news that broke recently has to involve the LA Chargers. They just recently signed their new franchise running back, Austin Ekeler, to a 4-year, $24.5 million extension with, I think, $15 million guaranteed. He is their new franchise running back. I doubt they will spend any more money at running back, especially for Melvin Gordon. I'm sure the Chargers are thinking, oh my God, thank you, Melvin, for sitting out those first 4 games so we could find our franchise player. And Adam Ekeler, I don't know if he's a guy that could carry the ball 250 times a year, but he is that receiving back. He is that new NFL type running back that you need. Melvin Gordon is the same, but he wanted $8 to $9 million annually last year, maybe I think $10 million. That's why he held out. So he held out for basically $4 million in the long run if they sign him to a 4-year extension. I don't think it was worth it for Melvin Gordon. Now you see that some players, they sit out to try and get the type of deals. He tried to pull Ezekiel Elliott type of deal. Zeke got 6-year, $90 million. So that is a completely different situation. Zeke is one of the best running backs in the league. Melvin Gordon hasn't proved that. Melvin Gordon hasn't proved to stay healthy, which is the most important thing. Durability, I think, is the most important thing in the NFL, especially if you're a running back. So Melvin Gordon got sucked out, I would say, when I bet. So sucked out of a bet, and he ended up gambling on himself, and he lost. But this year in free agency, since a lot of teams need running backs, and maybe there isn't that top flight running back in the NFL draft this year, there is a few good first rounders to maybe early second round picks. but not a player like Melvin Gordon, in my opinion. Melvin Gordon might be overpaid, but he might get that money that he's looking for, which congratulations to him. But the Chargers are saying toodaloo, bye-bye Melvin Gordon. We don't need you anymore. Thank you for sitting out those games. Another key storyline that I wanted to get to that involved Tom Brady and the Tennessee Titans is that Tennessee really thinks that they could get Tom Brady. And I think that's a good destination for Tom Brady. I didn't mention it in my most recent video of where I think Tom Brady could land or best landing spots for him. But when I think of it, it is a good fit. They have coach Mike Vrabel, who played with Tom Brady when he was on the Patriots. So I think that's a good scheme. They have the same type of scheme with Derrick Henry. If they re-sign Derrick Henry, they pound the ball, work off that play action. That is what Tom Brady, 43-year-old Tom Brady, needs at this point of his career. He's still a great quarterback, but if he has that running game and that weapons with Corey Davis and A.J. Brown, who played phenomenal, rookie out of Ole Miss, in his second year, I think he'll be even better. And Derrick Henry is the key to that. Derrick Henry pound the ball, and he'll take that pressure off Tom Brady since he's kind of an older echelon type quarterback, but he could still prove that he's clutch under pressure. They have a great offensive line. That's a good scheme for Tom Brady. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to the Patriots. I don't know if the Titans are secretly using Tom Brady as leverage to re-sign Ryan Tannehill and saying, you know what, Ryan, we can give you less money, but if you want to walk away and sign for more money with a team and you might not succeed there, we're going to get Tom Brady. So it's all right for us giving us less money, but we love you in Tennessee. The team loves you. The fan base loves you. So if you sign with us for a little bit more, we can surround you with better players and you can continue to play here for the rest of your career. And then some other key storylines that were kind of appealing to watch is that ESPN announced that they're potentially offering Peyton Manning the Monday Night Football job, and the only way I think that he will sign that is if they pay him $20 million annually, and I think ESPN is gonna do that. $20 million to commentate a game. Is Peyton Manning worth that? I think he's worth it. I think he's that great of a player. I think he's that great of a broadcaster. I watched Detail on ESPN Plus. He's great doing that. He breaks down the game perfectly. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But $20 million to commentate a game, now players are going to be like, ooh, why do I need to play? I could just be the best commentator ever and make $20 million a year and not put anything on the line, sacrificing my body, sacrificing my health. So that's a little ridiculous. Another thing is Trent Brown, left tackle from the Washington Redskins, is seeking a trade. His agent and the team gave permission to seek a trade. A few teams I think would be interested in him are, I think, either the Texans, the Browns, or the Cardinals. Those all seem like good fits. I don't know how much those teams would be willing to part with, because he is one of the best left tackles in the game, but he is on the older side. I think he's 30, 31. He has had a year off. He's going to be in great shape, I think, for next year, but he is on the older side. I don't know if teams are going to be willing to part with the first-round pick, even potentially a second-round pick, but the Redskins are going to get some value for him if they do eventually trade him. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up is Jadeveon Clowney, pending free agent for this year. So he is going to be visiting, I think, 10 teams. I think a lot of teams are going to be really interested in him. Great player, former #1 overall pick, but it's reported that he is looking for $22 to $23 million a year. He's looking for potential quarterback money. He hasn't put up the numbers, I think, to be getting that money. The Giants, I heard, are interested in him. So unless the team is ready to break the bank for Jadeveon Clowney, which I don't think he will perform to those standards, to offer a defensive player $22 to $23 million a year, he has to be Aaron Donald, basically. That's the only person, him, Khalil Mack, very few players, I think, Von Miller could actually perform to that type of contract, and I don't know if he could generally do it, so I think that's a little ridiculous. But those are the key points, key articles that have come out over the past week or two. If you guys like this video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. More videos are coming. I can't wait for free agency. I got a lot to talk about. Thank you guys.